it has its place. If you take the spit away, it would take away from that performance, I think.
So the spit was organic, is what I'm hearing.
It was useful. It was character driving spit.
I see. Okay.
I'm going to rephrase what I said, and thank you for that, Mark. It has to be organic, character-driven spit.
Organic, character-driven spit. That's the best.
It can't be excessive spit that you want for an Oscar moment.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Has to make sense. The spit has to make sense.
You know what? I wrote down about 15 egg puns for this, and I haven't used any of them yet. I'm not going to do it. Too easy.
Yeah, it'd be over too easy.
It wouldn't be exciting. So bad.
I was going to poach that one from you.
No.
Oh, you know what? Listen, I was thinking of egg scenes, and one just dawned on me. Okay, so this is like I think it was maybe the first or possibly the second kitschy Batman movie from the 60s. There's a villain. Actually, I think the villain is played by...
Is the Eggman?
Yeah, but who plays the Eggman?
Vincent Price.
Price.
Vincent Price.
Yeah, Vincent Price.
Yeah.
And his big scheme was to add a 15-cent egg tax in Gotham. So at one thing, the chief of police, not Gordon, but the guy right under Gordon, he's at a diner ordering eggs, and Vincent Price walks up, with this new 15-cent egg tax, and tells this chef, he wants 18 eggs today. To overcharge him. And that just popped into my mind, which was pretty funny. Yes.
Great crime.
Yes.
Right?
Huge crime. Because Gotham loved their eggs. Let me tell you, a 15-cent egg tax was, exorbitant by anyone's standards.
So if I become Eggman, I've gotten all the powers of Eggman. Like, there's Meteor Man, Spider-Man. I got bit by a radioactive egg.
What kind of egg are we talking here? Like chicken egg?
Oh, quail.
Gecko egg?
Gecko.
Quail egg, okay. Small egg.
And I can just... I would just do a 1-cent tax on every egg.
It's like the Superman 3 kind of thing where you're taking a little bit. Lots of little bits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hackers, Office Space. Yeah. I could pull that. No, I do a 0.3-cent tax. You know how much money would be coming in?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People get too greedy.
Yeah.
Cent tax. What's he thinking?
Listen, it's the 60s. Go big or go home.
That's it. And the 60s, like that would be so much back then because of inflation. Like that's it's like $1 now.
I think since he's Eggman, he had to kind of like overcompensate for being Eggman. Eggman doesn't necessarily strike fear into anyone's heart. So 15-cent tax on eggs because I'm Eggman. So.
What does Pineapple Man do? Because those are pretty big.
Ooh.
And they're less often used.
Yeah.
I mean, he tries to get the Hawaiian pizza more popular. And I'm one of the few people it seems who likes that kind of thing. But
I don't see anything wrong with it, but people hate it. You almost don't want to admit to liking it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my preferred one, but if it's all there is, I'll eat it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pineapple on pizza is just no. It's a no for me. If it's the only pizza you have, I'll probably eat a breadstick. But
just eat around the pineapple.
Yeah, there are people who vehemently hate it and will, sacrifice you, to the pineapple gods if you mention it.
They'll midsummer you.
Yeah, they definitely will. And I'm not done. I don't hate it. It's just not for me. If you do the pineapple on the pizza thing, good for you. Live your life. But, I'm okay.
See, pineapple on the pizza is way better than mushrooms on a pizza. I cannot stand mushrooms.
Mushrooms are great.
Ugh.
Awesome.
Ugh.
Mushrooms are great. Now, at first, I used to be against mushrooms. Really, I did. I was not a mushroom fan. But mushrooms are like a great kind of almost meat substitute. So, that's what kind of introduced me to mushrooms, like in trying to incorporate it into different, dishes and like replace with meat. And it's not too bad. I've grown to be a mushroom person as I've gotten older.
It's not in omelets. Or magic mushrooms, because they make the movie Conehead seem funny, and then you buy it, and then you watch it, and then you realize this is not funny.
Conehead is funny. Oh my god, Conehead is just hilarious. Oh my God. Do you remember like the marketing for Conehead? Like it was everywhere in the early 90s. Subway, they had music videos. Don't want to hold my cone alone. Like it was, it was crazy. I loved Coneheads. I really did.
All the ice cream places had them.
Yes. Oh my God. I still say nibs every now and again, me and my sister. Like, nibs! And no one knows what we're referring to. Like, no one saw cone? Okay, never mind.
So much toilet paper. There's a lot of toilet paper eating. It's not good for these times.
Yeah. Maybe that's why there is a shortage. Maybe the extra cone heads.
Eat cats, not toilet paper.
Yeah, walking around, buying up all the Sherman.
Oh no. This is like a They Live situation. They're coming after us now. This is the Illuminati moment from Unfriended. And you just set it off.
Yes. The cone heads are buying all the toilet paper.
Stupid question. When Preacher opens up his diner, his restaurant, how much does he charge for his omelet? What do you think?
Well, it's the perfect omelette. He's not making this in bulk. He's not putting milk in. He's only using 2 eggs though. He's using fewer ingredients than other people would use, but you're paying for the technical know-how.
You're paying for the expertise.
The expertise, yeah.
So if we're talking a 2-egg omelet, now does this include, fixins? Are we talking?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All that. Okay, so a 2-egg omelet with things in it in 2020 in some swanky small,
Dudley's.
Yeah, I would
Dudley's
say that's
Cafe.
$12 omelet. I think you get $12 for a 2-egg omelet in the right area. If you can get someone to Instagram their omelet, yeah, $12 an omelet.
I love it. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
And then I want to hear Sam Jackson and John Travolta talk about it.
Yes.
So this is the scene where we find out Preacher's full name is Sherman Dudley.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark, you worked in the theatre when this came out. Do you remember the reaction of people hearing that name? This Sherman Dudley, did it change their whole opinion of this character?
No, nothing. No one ever laughed. No one did anything. I think people were just so enamored with the guy, it didn't even bother them.
Yeah, I saw this in the theater when it first came out, and it was quite some time ago. But I don't recall there being much fanfare or a audible gasp about his name being Sherman.
Sherman.
I wish that would have happened though.
A ripple across the audience.
Maybe at the very end, when he's in the shark's mouth, and McAllister just yells, Sherman! Something like that. Not Preacher. Then maybe that could have gotten people laughing.
Do you reckon anyone else knows his name on Aquatica? They
Does
would
everyone
just
just
call
call
him
him
Preacher
Preach?
or Preach. Yeah. Do anyone know that he's really a Sherman Dudley?
Wow.
Not.
Does anyone know him that well? Has this become a tragedy?
Have you ever called somebody other than their name that's not like your parent? Like than their nickname, like hey dad or hey grandma? Like have you ever met somebody and they're like call me Spud, and then that's their nickname?
But I would have to say, in some circles, for a very long time, when I was in high school, I was in marching band. I played the bass drum, and band camp is a real thing. And flutes and orifices other than your mouth aren't things that happen. But band camp is real. So first day of band camp, I actually get dubbed Juice. That was my nickname.
I wonder where it
Juicy,
came from.
But I didn't want to be called Juicy. Like that's just weird calling a man Juicy. Just call me Juice. So for a very long time in high school, people knew who Juice was, but they did not know who Marc was. So for a very long time, people knew Juice. They knew me as Juice, but they had no idea what my real name was. Like even a teacher like Juice, like, my name is Marc, and you have an attendance sheet. You can call me Marc. It's just weird for you to call me Juice because you're a teacher. But yes, for a long time. And when I left high school, people started calling me Marc again until I was at work. I was a cashier at Best Buy, and one of my friends came up and said, Juice, what's going on? And then it kind of spread through work like wildfire. So I was Juice again. So there are a population of people out there in the world that know me only as Juice. So much that I had to put it in my Facebook profile, like Marc Juice Armstead.
My grandma has something very similar where literally everyone calls her Toss. Toss, just calls her Toss. And apparently it's because as a baby she used to just like keep on rocking around in the crib. She just like kept tossing in the crib. And so, but it's stuck since she was a baby, and she's now in her 80s. And everyone, like my dad obviously calls her mum. Us grandkids call her grandma, but everyone, like my mum calls her Toss. My granddad calls everyone calls her Toss. And I generally don't know what her real name is. I think it's Sheila, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, so Preacher's possible, right?
Yeah, I think it's very possible that people don't know his real name.
Do you ever have a nickname, Jay?
Not one that I'd like to share. Jay is my nickname because my real name is Jason. But yeah,
Got it.
Jason.
Yeah, my last name's Hoffmeyer, so I just got Hoff.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Just the Hasselhoff thing killed me.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, man. And then people went, Hoffmeyer. You know that game Crossfire Juice? You know Crossfire. Crossfire.
Caught up in the crossfire.
Exactly.
Yes.
Everyone went, Hoffmeyer. So, yeah, that was like mine in high school. Hoff or Hoffmeyer.
Oh, that's
My surname's Cluett, which is kind of similar to a part of the female, genital area. So I got that quite a bit. Which wasn't a huge. I mean, it didn't help that I had a membership to a shop where I wanted to get a new membership card, and I went in to get it, and they looked on their system and they couldn't find it, and so trying to search my surname, touch a Cluett, like CLUITT, and they searched, couldn't find it, and then eventually they found it. It's like, oh, they just missed out the U when they put in your surname, so it just says Clit, and that's kind of where it stemmed from, because my friends at the time, hadn't even thought of it. And just, great. Fun times.
I don't mean to laugh at your pain, Jay.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Many years ago.
That reminds me. Okay, so there was a kid I went to high school with. He was Italian by heritage. His name was Dustin Cucci. So C-O-U-C-I.
That's unfortunate.
Dustin Cucci. So I just knew him as Dusty. Like that was his name. Dustin Dusty. So we're like chilling before school one day, and someone called him Coochie. I'm like, why are you calling that Coochie? That's rude. Like, why? That's his last name. I'm like, no, it's not. And I'm like, Dusty, your last name is like, oh, your name is Dusty Coochie. Oh my God. Like, I laughed for 30 minutes straight. Like, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. This is why you don't take your last name. But yes, if by off chance, Dustin Coochie, you listen to this, sir, you're still A-okay in my book. But that was just a hilarious name.
Some people just don't think names through it. Like, I know a Terry Bell, like, terrible is his name, but people just don't think about these things.
Parents do better. Do better, parents, okay?
Yeah. Indeed.
Sherman Dudley's a great name, though.
It is. It's a great name. This is the only scene we hear it in. It's him calling himself that. So.
He could call himself the Shermanator. He could be the Duds.
Okay, Mark. Any final thoughts on this scene? Or the film in general?
Oh God, I wish I could have a good final thought on the film in general. If I would have watched it a little more, it's been a while since I've watched the whole thing. So this scene, again, it's a great scene. I watched one before it and after it for the podcast, just to kind of get a bit of a context. And from what I remember, it's a great scene in the movie. It added, as I mentioned earlier, a nice, bright, pop of levity in a dark and suspenseful, claustrophobic situation. So it was needed. It was great. And LL Cool J is great in this movie all around. So it works for me.
Okay. What about you, Mark? Any final thoughts on this chapter?
Gives some levity and showcases LL being great. Loved it.
Yeah.
Perfect scene.
Yep, agree. Okay, Mark, Armstead, anything you want to plug? You want to promote Shieldful?
One thing. It should definitely be out prior to this video coming out, but I got to sit down with a fellow Lambcaster, the Vern, on his show, Cinema Recall, and we actually discussed the classic, the seminal movie, Grease 2. So we had a nice little conversation about that. So that will be out by the time this hits. So please go ahead over to Cinema Recall, to Vern's site, and give that podcast a listen. I believe he is on Spotify. He has a website, and we'll link all that information there. But French Toast Sunday, we are still around. We are still doing things together as friends, socially distant, of course. But you'll be hearing from us hopefully soon.
Very nice. And listeners, you can find this podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram